Police say a group of carjacking suspects killed a passenger, then put some other people in danger. This is clear surveillance video police want you to see. They say these men were driving the stolen car. Channel 2's Taisha Fernandez live in southwest Atlanta. Taisha, police said they could have killed someone else when they set that car on fire.
Justin, police say the suspects pulled into this gas station and one of them walked over to a trash can and picked out a soda bottle that looked like this. They took the gas nozzle, filled up the bottle with gasoline, then took the gas and lit the stolen car on fire. Police say they could have killed someone else when the car exploded. Take a good look at these surveillance photos and video. Police say it shows some suspects and persons of interest who they believe are involved in a fatal carjacking. This all started late Monday night when 3 suspects carjacked a man and his passenger while the 2 victims were sitting outside an East Point apartment complex on Fox Hunt Lane. The passenger was asleep when police say the suspects shot him in the neck and killed him.
It wasn't necessary for them to take his life. They were in compliance. They were getting out of the vehicle at that point.
The suspects took off and police say they drove the victim's vehicle to an Exxon gas station on Cleveland Avenue in southwest Atlanta. The dark-colored car is in the top right of your screen. Police say one of the suspects paid for gas, filled up a soda bottle with the gas, and set the car on fire with it, less than a mile from the gas station. Investigators gave us this photo of the car. Now police are looking for the suspects and persons of interest to solve this case.
Think about it as being one of your family members that lost their life, and you would want the person who took their life to be brought to justice.
The victim killed in this case was 24-year-old Tarek Matthews. He leaves behind 2 young children. Police say his family is distraught by his death and they want justice and closure. We're live in southwest Atlanta. Taisha Fernandez, Channel 2 Action News.
Good morning, Facebook family and friends and our faithful, loyal YouTube subscribers. Today it is Saturday. It is the 8th of, I'm spinning over here. Saturday, September the 8th. The year is 2018. In that news report you just watched, a young man was shot and killed. He was a father of 3. He was a father of 2. He was shot and killed in a carjacking when they stole his car. He was 24 years of age. Let me just read this. A 24-year-old father of 2 was killed during a carjacking Monday night by 3 suspects in East Point who then set the car on fire shortly afterwards. The 2 men in the car, 2 men were in a parking lot of an East Point apartment complex. They were sitting in the car. One was asleep, the one who was shot and killed. Tarek Matthews was asleep in the passenger seat. But then the sound of 3 armed suspects trying to break into the vehicle woke him up. Johnson said that even though Matthews was trying to cooperate with these suspects, 1 gunshot was fired, hitting him in the neck and killing him. It wasn't necessary for them to take his life. They were in compliance. You in compliance. They were stealing these niggas. They were stealing their car, or yet they were in compliance. It was ridiculous. They were getting out of the vehicle at this point. So the guys, this is what concerns me about this, because this is kind of odd to me. Because we know these guys are young. They carjacked this car, shot and killed this man in this process, set the car on fire. In the process of doing this, they were caught on video at a gas station. What kind of criminals are these? Are they idiots? What was the purpose for stealing this car? For transportation to get someplace? Why couldn't y'all just have called Uber? They would have been better off calling Uber and getting their ass up the road, but instead they were going to steal a car, shoot and kill the person not too far from there, set the car ablaze. This does not make sense, and get caught on video. What have they gained from this? Oh, life sentences in prison. That's about it when they catch them niggas. These are the dumbest criminals I've ever met in my entire life. What was the purpose of stealing this car? What was the purpose of carjacking this car? Y'all just need to ride to the gas station and set the car on fire? That doesn't make sense to me. What were your intentions to do? Because see, every time they steal these cars in Atlanta, they find these cars within hours. So basically the person stole the car just to drive around for a few hours for transportation. They're not getting any financial benefit from stealing the car. Now, back in the day when people stole cars, they took them to chop shops and the cars were chopped up for parts. They quickly removed the wheels, the tire, something of value on this car. What was this car? I meant to look that up because I'm sure it was what was this car? It doesn't say. Looking at the burned vehicle, but it doesn't say what kind of car this was. Maybe in the news report it said. But I got 3 people on video, clear pictures of these fools. They will be identified. You better believe that. And they're going to go to jail for killing this young man, Tarek Matthews. It's a shame that Tarek Matthews trusted these niggas in Niggerville to be asleep out in his car. Y'all got to understand the world that we live in. These people are crazy today. What did they benefit by taking that car and killing this man? Nothing. But long prison sentences, that's about it. That's when people talk about all this shit about the prison system and niggas in prison and all this time, jail time. I say some of them folks need to be there. Some of them need to be in that jailhouse, prison. Some of them don't need to be on the streets. You dealing with crazy people don't give a shit about your damn life and will kill you over a car ride up the street to the gas station. They stole a car. Carjacking. What were their intentions? What were they going to do with this car? And that's like you telling you all. Every time they steal these cars, the cars reappear. They just driving up the street. Yeah, crazy drugged out niggas. See, that's another problem. A lot of these kids are getting high at such an early age. We're using so many drugs in our community, which is not being addressed either. And then they do stuff, stupidly drunk stuff while they're drunk and high. And they're young. We all did stupid stuff when we were young, but these people are getting stupider and stupider, it seems. That goes back to that pastor who was speaking at that funeral, Aretha Franklin's funeral. Everything this man said was accurate. But a lot of us can't deal with it. We can't deal with the truth. How dangerous our communities have become. So there are a lot of news. This made the news. But there are a lot of carjackings that don't make the news here in Atlanta. Because I have some friends who've been carjacked, and I'm like, what happened? The cars were stolen. If the person's not harmed or hurt in any way, most of the time, most carjackings don't make the news. If the car is stolen, I have plenty of friends who got their cars carjacked here. They were not on Channel 2 News saying what happened. People walked out their house and they go to work, carjacked. If they're not harmed, they just police kind of say, okay, well, we'll find the car. And they do find the car. And a lot of times they do find the fools who carjacked the car. Because they're stupid. They're not taking the cars to get any type of financial benefit from it. At least go chop the damn thing up and sell the engine, the transmission. The car's worth something. But no, they just need to ride up the street. I always think about that young man that got shot and killed over at Kroger's over here on Moreland Avenue a few years back. Had served time in Iraq and Afghanistan, got back over to the United States, only get shot. He wasn't killed. Get shot. Carjacked and shot walking into Kroger at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I was on my way to that Kroger. I stopped at the little donut shop, and I saw these police flying by. I'm like, wow, what's going on? And I get on up the street. Kroger closed off. So I'm thinking they got robbed up there. This man had just got, at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, parked his car, talking to his wife, walking into the grocery store. He looked back, he's the niggas. He gave him the car keys, they still shot him. Doing severe damage. This man he's been paralyzed. All this stuff to him because of these heathens. And they got the car back within hours. They stole this man's car, and the police were able to recover the car within hours. Not a scratch to the vehicle. What was the point of them taking this damn car? What was the point of all this? No, I don't know. Niggas in Niggerville do some stupid ass shit. The niggas, and then they did catch those boys who carjacked that veteran who had served time in Iraq and Afghanistan. They did catch them in the vehicle and they did lock them up. I don't know, they were young too. They were 16, 17, something. But they ended up, I don't know what became of that. They were going back and forth to court. There was a lot of confusion going on as to what became of that. You know the man who was harmed, and I need to do a follow-up story on that because I'm curious to know what his life is like now. Because see, we hear about this stuff, about people getting shot and injured, but we never look back and say, well, what happened afterwards? Several years later, did they recover? Most people do not recover from these injuries. That man is going to have lifelong injuries because these ignorant niggas shooting him over a damn car the police retrieved within hours. They're going to find these 3 guys who killed this boy, this young man. And I hope they throw him away forever, because it just don't make no damn sense. It's funny, because I drive my car so Atlanta. I'm very cautious about, you never catch me sleep in nobody's car in Atlanta, really nowhere. I'm sleeping, I'm going in the house, get my bed, or go get in a hotel room. I have friends and family members who travel places, and they'll sleep in their car occasionally. I think, boy, they must be really crazy. I ain't sleeping in nobody's car. First off, I'm too big to be sleeping in the damn car. I need a cheap hotel room. I get on my phone and find me something cheap. $30. I'm going to sleep in there tonight. I'd be in that bed like this. It's horrible. I try to fall asleep. One time I stayed in this hotel, y'all, it was horrible. It was horrible, but I had to sleep. I said, I got to get in this bed. I kept my little clothes on and just laid there. Okay, I'm going to go to sleep. I didn't want to get under the blankets. It was not a nice hotel. I was in the middle of nowhere. I think we've all been to hotels like that. One time, me and her went to a vacation, this resort down in Florida, and we checked into that hotel. We didn't even check out. We just said left. We said, I'm not sleeping here. It was horrible. We went to another hotel up the street. That place was terrible. But anyway, back to the story. These young men don't give a damn about nobody's life. They don't care. They're foolish and deadly and dangerous. They're going to catch these fools. I'm getting tired of hearing about this prison system being packed with black folks. Some of them black folks need to have their asses in this prison system. Yeah, there's some innocent folks in there. I'm sorry that they're there. But the vast majority of these niggas today probably deserve the time that they getting because they ignorant, foolish behavior. But anyway, I'm in the middle of cleaning up over here. It's a Saturday. There's a washing machine going. It's funny because I just washed all these towels. And I went to go get a towel. I said, I just washed all these towels. When I was a little kid, we used to have a policy, you use the towel, you hang it up to dry. Now we use the towel, throw it in a dirty clothes basket. So if you're using 2 and 3 towels a day, we run through a lot of towels over here that shit got to be washed and folded. Washed, dried, and folded and put up, and guess whose job that is? My black ass. So I'm over here cleaning up before I get to the gym. It's hot in this damn house. I turned the air down. I need to turn that shit back up. It's hot in here. But it's hot. I have a light here. I want y'all to realize that I put a light up here to illuminate the area when I do these videos. It's hot on these lights. Be careful out there, y'all. Because sometimes we go through life and we don't pay attention to what's going on around us, especially if we're African Americans in the black community. You have every reason to be afraid for your life living in these areas. Every day I turn on the news, I see some horrible crime took place the night before. A lot of y'all don't watch the news because you don't want to see this shit, but you gotta live in reality. You have to know what's going on. Like my mother said, I'm scared to go to gas stations. You should be scared to go to gas stations. And choose a gas station that's safe. I would never be sleeping in one of these cars. When I pull up to this house, I kid you all not. When I pull up to this house, I put that phone to the side. I don't be, oh no. When I pull up to my house, especially at nighttime, early in the morning, if I'm taking Vanity out to use the bathroom, I'm out there looking around on nigger patrol. I ain't no fool. And you will never catch me sleeping in a car. I put myself in jeopardy in a dangerous situation with these niggas. Because I know how they operate. They will kill you over nothing. That man lost his life over nothing because they set the car on fire. They're going to get caught and sent to jail where they belong. Because they're stupid. And there's a bee in this damn house. Anyway. If you like my videos, click like, share them with family members and friends. I love you all's thoughts and stuff on this. I think it's horrible what's happening here in our communities. And we are choosing to ignore it for whatever reasons. We've normalized this crime and mayhem and confusion taking place. The daily shootings and killings and all kinds of shit. There was a woman who just got shot and killed not too far from me, an attorney. I live off from where she was off, I forget the name of the street. I almost said Chevron. She was in a house in a band playing a musician. Somebody drove by and shot up the house. She was killed. She was an attorney. I mean, these areas, you just wonder, because I'm not looking at real estate and I'm trying to figure out some stuff. And I was having a conversation with girls. Sometimes you just worth it to go pay that extra money and go sit your ass up there in Buckhead where you know you will be safe. Versus living down here with these hood rat niggas who at any given minute could kill you. There's been so many people killed in this area in the recent months that is frightening. People minding their business, doing nothing but going on about their life. And here come them deadly niggas. Just don't make no sense and nobody says nothing. Nobody's doing nothing. Nobody cares. Anyway, that's just my thoughts on this. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, today is Saturday, September 8th. The year is 2018. I do these videos because I want us to try to put a spotlight. I'm not a negative person. You know, I'm sometimes offended by some of the stuff that people say to me about my YouTube channel. If we don't discuss this stuff, if we don't try to figure out an answer to stuff, it's not getting better in our communities. That's why I like gentrification. Gentrification has improved these areas that would have been horrible forever. It would have been horrible. I lived in Atlanta for 30 years. Trust me, these areas, if it wasn't for gentrification, some of these areas would be unlivable. And they're improving because people are moving back in who care about the communities. And they don't want this mad crazy crimes and stuff. You rarely hear about shootings and all kinds of shit on the north side of town. Unless the daily niggas didn't went up there. But you don't hear about the type of crime up in the North Fulton area that takes place here in the inner city. Or in other parts. It just, I don't know. But I'm out of here, y'all. Today is almost, I want to catch the news. It's almost 12 noon. And I went out last night to tell y'all about that in another video. After the news goes off, I'm going to post another video about the club I went to last night at the compound. Anyway, I'm out of here. Enjoy your Saturday, and I'll see you all this afternoon.